Hey, welcome to my channel. So, in this video, I'm going to be introducing you to a very powerful module that is used for face restoration. Recently, face restoration apps has been trending on platforms such as App Stores and Play Store, and I am going to show you how to implement these this kind of applications. I'm going to show you how to build this kind of applications. So we're going to be building this in Python, but you can easily create an API or you can use it directly with Nest.js and spin up a very good SaaS. So let me just show you how to use Replicate. So in order to use this, you are going to need to head over to replicate.com. So replicate.com is a platform that has thousands of open source machine learning and AI modules. And the best thing about Replicate is that you don't really need to know you don't really need to have the full info on how to set up this model from scratch. You can have you're going to be provided a boilerplate for you to easily use. So Replicate actually have an SDK, which is software developers kit. So the software development kit actually allows you to implement virtually every single module present inside Replicate, and Replicate has tons of module. So once you have created an account with Replicate, the first thing you need to do is head over to your profile here. So you can see I'm going to click on the API token. So I'm going to open a new tab here. So I have gone ahead and open a new tab, and you can have options to create a new token. So we can just say you can just name it anything. So we can say demo token and just click on create. You can also delete this, so I don't really need this. I'm just going to delete it. So you can just copy your API token. Okay, so let me just walk you through this. So what this module basically does is that it takes an old image and then use image restoration algorithm to actually restore the image using AI. So we have this image here. So and you can see the before of this image. So let me just so you can see this nice UI here to view it. So this is the before of this image. Let me expand the screen and show you the before. So this is the before of this image, and this is the after of this image. You can see how powerful this is. Okay, so these are the few arguments, or these are the few arguments that needs to be satisfied. So you need to pass in a image file, an image file. This can be either a link or you can actually upload a file. So you also have the various version of the module you could use. So you can see here they have GFPGAN version 1.3 is better is 1.3 is better quality. So but if you're looking for more details, um, the version 1.4 is going to be better. So we are just going to stick with version 1.4, yeah. So you can see the scale here, the default scale here is, so you can actually play with this to see the various results of the scale. I'm going to also leave the module down in the description so you could get it. So the next thing you're going to see here is API. So this API is a way to easily implement this model without having to have um, you know previous knowledge on how to use this model. So you can see they have three ways of actually implementing this module into your application. We have Node.js, we also have Python. So we're going to be using Python in this video, and also they have HTTP. So HTTP can you could actually so with HTTP you could actually implement this module into any programming language you use. So now, so let's just get started. So I'm just going to open my Visual Studio Code. I've gone along to create a folder called YouTube tutorial, and I have actually created a virtual environment. If you don't know what a virtual environment is, a virtual environment helps you to keep your project more organized. And to create a virtual environment, all you have to do is just say, it's first of all, install virtual environment. So to do this, you're going to say pip install virtual env. I already have this installed, so you're going to see requirements satisfied. So you can see it's going to take a few seconds to actually install this. So let me just deactivate this virtual environment. Okay, so after you've installed this, the next thing you need to do is just to create a virtual environment. To create a virtual environment, all you have to do is say virtual env then venv. So by saying virtual env venv, so this venv is the environment name you actually want to create. So I've actually created and activated my virtual environment. So this is how to create a virtual environment. So once you've created a virtual environment, to actually activate it on Mac, so on Linux or Mac, all you have to do is just say source and say vmp/bin and then /activate and click on enter to activate it. So let me just activate this. Wow, this is very weird. So I actually have two virtual environments activated. Okay, so let's just start installing the various dependencies we need. So the first thing we need is replicate. So we're going to say pip install replicate and also python.env. So replicate is the SDK we are going to be using, and python.env is going to help us to load all the environmental variables inside .env into our main.py file. So, and here I already have I've already posted my replicate API token. I've actually pasted my token here, so you can actually grab your token from the section I actually showed you earlier, and just create a new file called .env and just paste it there. So we're going to be working mainly with our main.py file. So to get started, just choose the programming language you're actually using, and we're actually going to copy this. So I'm going to explain what this code does. So I've copied it and I'm going to be pasting it into my main.py file. So we actually importing replicate, and what replicate does is that replicate is a wrapper for all the modules present in replicate. So again, as I told you earlier, replicate is an SDK that could be used to interact with any module present in replicate official website. So here is the image you want to restore. So you only have to pass in the image, so which is the image you want to restore, and here we have the output, which is replicate.run, and then we are passing the module name and then the input, which we have actually defined here. So after that, we are printing the output. Okay, so now let's run this, but we are going to have an error. I'm going to show you why. So I'm just write Python. I'm going to run Python main.py. I'm going to have an error. You can see you did not pass an authentication token. So to actually solve this, remember we actually installed python.env, and as I told you earlier, with python.env you can load your existing variable name into any file. So, and to load this environmental variable names from .env to our main.py file, we have to do is just say from I'll say from .env import load.env, and then we just come here load.env and then call this load.env function. So with this, we have actually loaded the replicate API token into our main.py file. And if you really observed, I actually use this as that variable name. So it is actually recommended by replicate for you to use the exact environmental variable name, because with this you don't really have to manually pass in the replicate API key into replicate itself. So with that being said, let's just run this code again. I'm going to say Python and then main.py and then run it. It's going to take a few seconds, and so let's see. So you can see the specific version does not exist, or perhaps you don't have permission to use it. So okay, I don't know what the cause of this error is, but let me just debug this bit. So this is the module, and let's just see. So let me just check my API key and see. I'm not sure it's my API token, to be honest. Let me just space. Let me just space this. Okay, it's actually correct. So let me just pass in. I don't know why it's saying that I'm not actually allowed, which is really weird. Okay, so let me head over to the examples. So let me just copy this. Let me just copy this and paste it. So we have the scale, which is 2, and the version. We are using version 1.3. Let's just run this again, and hopefully we don't get denied again. The specified version does not exist, or perhaps you don't have permission to use it. So this is getting a bit weird. So let's use version 1.4. Okay, so version 1.4 actually works. So this is a versioning problem, and I intentionally am not going to actually remove this segment of this video, because I just want to show you some of the ways I actually debug problem. Though this is a very minor problem, but I believe by leaving this, you're going to be able to debug things more better. So let's just open this image now. You can see it's more clear, it's more clearer. Okay, so let me just return to the form, unless you can see some couple of examples here. So let's use this image. So to just use this image, just copy the image address and come open your Visual Studio Code, and then just replace this image with any image you actually want to create a transformation for, or you want to actually restore, and then just run, just say python main.py, and it's going to take a few seconds, and it's going to take a few seconds. It's actually going to execute this. So just executed it, and it actually returned the link. So now just open the link and see the image that is being restored. Wow, this is super cool. So then just search for old image of Leonardo of Mona Lisa. Let's just say, can I spell Mona Lisa? Mona Lisa. Okay, let's just say Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, so you can see this old image of Leonardo da Vinci. So let's just use this one, this Pinterest, this one from Pinterest. So copy, so let me just copy the image, copy image address, and open Visual Studio Code, and just replace this entire image with the one we actually got from Google. Then repeat this tab again. Okay, we're gonna say python main.py and run this. So it's gonna take a few seconds, and it's gonna execute. So it's taking a while. It's gonna process it, and after processing it, it's going to give us a string. So let's just wait a bit. So let me just talk you through some things. So you can actually use this application to this little project we work on to build to actually build a complete SaaS and actually monetize it. And we're going to be doing more of this in the future. So just to subscribe, and you're going to be, I promise you're going to be getting more values like this. So you can see the image has been cleared. So this is the before image, and this is the after. You can see this actually works. So this is the before, and this is the after. So if you like this kind of content, please just to subscribe, like, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Also feel free to ask me any questions you actually have concerns about, and also give me some video recommendations to actually work on. And if I have let me just say I'm going to try my best to reach out to you. Okay, thank you and peace.